Hello, everybody, and welcome. Rosa Psychic Investigator, hello, everybody, welcome. Rosa Psychic Investigator. So, guys, today is Saturday, January 10th. I did not do a video yesterday, but I'm back. Right, I'm back here doing videos about there's so much going on, right? So I hope you're doing okay, given everything that's going on. Let me show you the hilarious water bottle I got. Hey, what's up? What's going on? So it's a 2 liter, but 2 liters, right, of water. Because I'm supposed to take, well, no, to drink 2 liters of water a day, and I haven't been doing it as much, but that's what I should do. Okay, so that is 2 liters. I have to drink the whole bottle, whole bottle. I don't know why I'm saying this. So let's do protect. I'd like to ask for protection. A beautiful ray of lights coming on top of my head. As I breathe in, I fill my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that I create the good and only the good, and so it is. All right. So now let's do. I'm gonna go grab my crystals. I left them over there. To send energy to Minnesota, Minneapolis, and the U.S. and the world, right? To help dissolve the light and expedite this trash moment that we're all dealing with. So here we have oh, crystals. Okay, so let's do the different related quartz, right? With all of those tiny golden light things, and also citrine. Okay, so I'm just imagining right now the power of this mineral, these minerals and these rocks to have lasted for so many thousands of years, to envelop all of Minneapolis, Minnesota, especially as they are under attack from very dark forces, and allow us to see only the highest vibration, allow us to live only the highest vibration, and to expedite the demise of lower entities. And so it is. The world is cleared. The people of Minneapolis are celebrating the end of this nightmare. Justice is done, and we are all rejoicing all over the world. This has come to an end. And so it is. This has come to an end. And as I say this, I feel spirits around me actually, even Dr. King saying that's what we have to do instead of being shocked and in awe of how they're able to make up these realities, these dark realities. We have just the same power, and all we have to do is speak it out. So we speak out the demise, the end. It's over. Only the highest vibrations remain, and we can do this for any and all situations and outcomes. We have to step into our power to create change in all ways. So, so by the way, sometimes cough. I have to drink. The thing that really made a big difference for me lately is drinking freshly squeezed lemon with water. That's it. I would not call it lemonade because there's no sugar, but that's very powerful. So let's go back to the main thing. So, and also for some reason, I'm going to talk about this video about Greenland. So Greenland, sending the light to Greenland, Denmark, because they are under attack also. NATO, the EU. Okay, so all right, so let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. All right. So let's find out. Let's get started on part two. So let's go to the question: what the hell's going on with the whole Greenland thing? I haven't really looked into this very recently at all. I was just returning from taking a pretty long break from making videos, and then the whole thing happened when Minneapolis. So I've been focusing on that. But let's ask about the situation, ridiculous situation that Trash has started to really focus on, at least as far as the propaganda is concerned. Okay, and let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. So you guys know that this is related to Russia, right? That this is a way to destabilize the current political order. This is not something you need to talk to a psychic to know. This is, if you follow news, you understand that. It's a way to spite our allies, to troll people, and to create chaos and disarray. Having said that, let's start. Okay, let's start looking into it. So, what is going on with Greenland? Okay, what's going on with Trump's attack? The Trump administration at large, their attacks on Greenland. Okay, so I wrote it all here. What will happen? Okay, so what's going on right now with the attacks on Greenland? Why and so forth. So I see this image of Trump in a meeting with Putin, and Putin showing him almost like a map with scissors, cutting up Greenland away from Europe as a means to spite us and to spite Europe and to kind of divide the world into the areas they want. Sorry, guys. I feel like I'm fine, but today I've had some, it feels to me like some sort of allergic reaction, goes up and down, goes back and forth. So don't worry about it too much. It's just, feels a little scratchy and a little like irritated or something. Um, so what's going on? That's right. So now so, okay, we see that that's an effort by Putin and Trump to, again, realign the world. The question is then, will they succeed? Okay, so I see this image of them. Oh, look here, look there, blah, 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 insulting. And then they do this whole thing very well. And they're standing, it's funny, Trump is standing at the edge of this, almost like a cliff. And then so is JD Vance. Oh, look this, do this, blah, 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 blah. And then they're all like doing this evil clown game. And then it's like Europeans are and then the image of a scythe, the scythe from Lenormand, cuts Trump and the other ones into pieces, and it shows me it's the scythe of fate. Fate comes and annihilates them, the Americans in their Russian game, Americans and Russians, let's say, because they are at one at this point. And then I see that, to me, I think it's the image of the Greenland president and Denmark together being even closer and Europe strengthening their alliances. So, why? It was like it's saying the mad cow disease. That's what Trump will be remembered as. Okay, so let's go to the next question. I want to ask a question that I've been thinking about because this is clearly an attack on Europe. My question is this Trump overture with the help of Russia, them together, is it going to be how close to what happened in the World War II with the NAZI group and the age ladder man? All right, so how bad is it going to get? my sense is that it's this huge, enormous trolling. But let's see what I pick up. So how bad is it gonna get? How much worse is it gonna get? Just so we know. I see again. I see this yelling clown. It's saying the evil clownery that he does with others. And it is saying it's a psyops. It's a mental manipulation to make people believe that Russia is also is so scary and so this and that. I mean, they are doing terrible things, but nobody's doing anything to stop them. That's how they can get away with it. So how will they be stopped? Will NATO do something? Will NATO do something about this? They will expose what's going on. Say they will expose Trump in ways he's not expecting. Okay. And it's saying after the presidency, they will go after those people more seriously. A lot of laws have to change, and laws will change when Putin goes to the goes to hell. Takes the straight to hell bus. He hops on the straight to hell bus. The same with trash. Okay. So what will stop this? Saying shh, then Trump rolling down. Okay, so now let me go back and maybe ask this again. So how far will they go? They're going very far, I think. What else can we expect? So uh, what else can we expect? Yelling, creating more propaganda, mostly a lot of propaganda. So what will, I don't know, guys, what will, I guess my question is, honestly, I want something to be done. Will anything be done to stop Trump in a really significant way? If so, what? Saying you can't stop him from attacking Greenland because the press is going to repeat what he says, and the press is now a tool of their government. So they are going to, it's saying that the Danish people, they're very good in, what is it called? Shipping. And there's a lot that they can do to harm the US in belligerent ways and harm Trump, and they will do that. So what's going to happen to Greenland overall? And they're just so shocked that somebody's paying attention to them, and they want to be no. But I mean, it's like, oh, I really want to participate. The U.S. No, they don't. And I see that Denmark is close to them, and they feel more Danish than anything, and they do not want to be part of the evil empire, right? So they will vote no. But I feel like there's almost like what I'm seeing here is like terrorist activity. They're putting all these people in the islands, tech bros in there, people or whatever, trying to like harass people into siding with them to the point where they're going to prohibit the entry of Americans, which they should, right? Because I mean, it's not like a place for tourism, I don't think anyway. It's like it's strange that people will go there. Right now, it's only to harass the population. Okay, so and they will arrest, that's right. So show me what's going to happen this year about Greenland. Trump talking towards the end of the year. Say he falls and the whole thing drops because it's again this evil green game of propaganda. All right. Okay. So are they going to do something more? No, but I feel like unfortunately, they're just using this to distract from the truth. Oh, and I see this discussion with the Danish government about releasing. They have information about what's on the list, and that's saying they know that that's the one effective thing to do. So I actually wonder if they will make an effort to use third parties to release information on the because they know the Democrats have no interest in doing anything like that, but they know the Democrats are weakened. I think honestly, a lot of governments are coming to the conclusion. Okay, by the way, there's a fly. It's not a spirit. It's a fly. And I named her Lucy because I just saw her today. I don't know, just now. I don't know that there's anything I could do to remove her at the moment. She's just going to be part of our video today. But anyway, Um, let's see. That's right. That the way to to remove Trump is to push further in the information warfare against him. And it's saying stop, like, paying, letting him kind of run the circus. Okay. All right. And how will this propaganda evolve? Are they going to do something more? Like, no, they're going to move. They're just creating this massive distraction campaign, but Americans are suffering from the healthcare aftermath, right? From and people wanting the truth to be revealed about EPS files. But it's weird. I just don't see it's again. Me and others have said I don't feel like is going to last much longer. But it's almost like again, all of these things have been planned and executed on for a long time. And there's an article by Dave Troy. I'm not going to necessarily look into it. I'm going to share it. It's just he talks about how long a lot of these pro-Russia or far-right American billionaires, like the founder of Estee, not founder, the heir of Estee Lauder, like he spoke to the Danish government apparently and offered to buy it or something like that. And they're talking about money and all that. And it's essentially they're trolling the world. And it's saying it shows me the spirits showing me that there's fire coming out of Trump's mouth, and it's all this stuff that needs to come out in order to be torched. I mean, the evil, right? Is what I'm talking about being torched. So, in a way, as unpleasant as it is when the stuff coming out, it's the evil that is weakened when it's exposed. Okay, so that's the story. Oh my God, stop! So gross. I don't know where this fly comes from. So that's the thing with trumpets, right? Because the things multiply. I am the fly, I am the fly, and the ointments. I am the fly, I am the fly. So there used to be a band called Wire, and they have the song I am the fly, I am the fly. So anyway, uh, so what do we need to know? That's it. The more they find outrageous things to annoy us with. So this is an article from the BBC. Greenlanders fear for future as island embroiled in geopolitical storm. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio will meet Danish and Greenlandic officials next week to discuss the fate of Greenland, a semi-autonomous territory of Denmark that President Donald Trump says he needs for national security. So the question is, what are Marco Rubio's goals for the meeting, and what's going to happen to this meeting next week when he's meeting with the officials from Denmark and Greenland? So I see the two officials meeting, and then there's Marco Rubio with a little like a a name tag, and so he has like a nameplate. You know, those little like triangle things in the name, and he has like little notes in this thing, and he's pushing to the other side to them, and they're like, ha ha ha, and they return it to him. We're not interested. This is not serious. We know that you are colliding with the Russians, and we are interested in our national security. So keep it to yourself. Is essentially what they're saying. And then I see that Marco Rubio turns around with a kind of like embarrassed face and just goes. And that's it. So, in other words, not much is going to happen really. And it's saying it's a massive exercise of pressure trolling and a waste of time for everybody, as they really are doing this to reorganize the world. And the lesson here for us, if anything, which is insane, is that what you pay attention to becomes reality, right? So they're like holding on to the public discourse by focusing on this BS And by when they do that, they could do whatever they want behind the scenes. A and B, they can distract from Epstein, which is what they really want. So it's a massive waste of time for all parties involved. And what's scary really is to see how many people get paid to repeat this BS and how the media really works to try to turn this into a reality, right? And it's the whole thing. A lie repeated 1,000 times becomes truth, or 100 times, or whatever, however much. So, so fascism, right? But it's not going to become reality. We're not repeating it. It's just him. But that's the this administration in a nutshell. And it tells me that in the future, I'm getting people will be prosecuted for this. Both whoever is spreading this in Denmark and Greenland and people here, because it was a massive, essentially a treasonous operation and a kind of a a terrorist thing, right? They're terrorizing that country. They're terrorizing Denmark. So there's a solution to this is that governments take this seriously, but they have promoted so much division, right? That this has to come to an end, right? It has to come to an end, the whole thing. But it's crazy how much this was like how much preparation, how much was done before we got to this point to allow this to happen. So, and it tells me this too shall pass, right? Okay, so okay, just one last question because it's really the big picture question. Because we know that Russians and these pro-Russian Americans want to reorganize the world order in their image. We don't need to get into the details, right? It's been written about elsewhere. The question is, will they succeed? Will they succeed in splitting the world and giving the idea is to give the Americas to the U.S., to give Europe to Russia, and are they going to succeed? Say talk, 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 but then they're kind of sliced up, and then there's like I see that there's like this almost like infighting or interregnum between the situation that we're dealing with right now and right this the world order, and then there's like a sort of chaos once the whole thing collapses, but then it's almost as if there is order almost immediately because we're so tired of the BS that's been going on. And say when especially when Putin goes and trash passes, uh the whole thing it's like it's going to be so much weaker, like a headless chicken kind of. So it's coming sooner than we expect, I guess. I don't know when, but that's what I'm getting. Okay. All right. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon. Love you guys. Bye.